All right, welcome back to the conversation. Well, it is still VOP this morning. Let's get to the second conversation. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has revealed that during his tenure, he received a monthly allowance of 400,000 naira, while his total allowance amounted to 25 million naira. Dogara emphasized that the misconception about lawmakers' huge salaries and allowances has given the National Assembly a negative image. Well, he suggested that the National Assembly should transparently disclose its finances to dispel the perception that legislators receive high amounts of money. Well, interestingly, the issue raises questions about why some countries like the United States openly disclose lawmakers' wages, while it remains challenging for the Nigerian government to do the same. Well, interestingly, we still have in the studio with us Mr. Lasisi Akeem and Mr. Lawal Kundayo, both a farmer and public affairs analyst. I'm going to come to you, Mr. Akeem. What do you think motivated Mr. Dogara from saying this? And then what does these statements give to the perception of the public with the National Assembly?
Thank you very much. You see, we have been saying the National Assembly, the way they are operating, it is not in the interest of the masses. Let us look at what we are facing now. What we are facing. And if Dogara could come out, a speaker in 8th Assembly, saying that his allowance was 25 million in a month.
No, 400,000 in a month.
No, allowance, the salary was 400,000. Then the allowance was 25 million. That even, it did not even last him for 3 days. You can imagine the way we are playing our politics here. I don't see anything wrong because people are looking at them as that National Assembly. I've said it. We don't need the two chambers. They should have been with the way things are in this country.
Should collapsed.
No, we should to one chamber. And those who are going there should be on part-time basis. What are they? What laws are they making? They are rubber stamped. You can see the insult they are just giving to Nigerians.
Some quarters.
Now let me just land.
Okay.
You can see the current Senate president. You can see the insult, the way you spoke the last time when people are saying that okay, Nigeria did not need this presidential jet this time. And I said, look, if the president should present it, they will sign it immediately that we should go places. Look, this is Nigerians. We are talking that, look, under this present condition, this is not what we need. And if you are our representative, you're supposed to listen to us. Are you getting my point? Right. That, look at what Wike said also. He said, who does not know that Nigerians are suffering? That it has become a story that they don't want to hear that. Something that is affecting Nigerians.
And yet, Mr. Dogara made this statement. He said, while he was there, he told, in quotes now, I told my accountant to open a separate account for the impress, and I never once took any money out of the account. Everything that came into that account was used to cater to the need of the constituents. And now one want to ask, what are these constituency projects that they were able to carry out, given the fact that we've seen some members of National Assembly coming out to say they are sinking borehole for constituency, some are painting the roads for constituency and all that. Now, do you think that doing the work that's supposed to be done by the state and local governments now should be tagged to be a constituency project?
That's one thing. That's why we need to ask them. For him to even come out to say this, I even give him that kudos. Because many of them will deny. Many of them, there was one man that said, look, my wardrobe allowance was this, my this allowance was that, or this. But the question is this: what is wrong in telling Nigerians, this is my pay for a month, this is what I collect for a month. Then based on this situation, the economic situation we have in this country, this is what we are getting now. But the National Assembly has become the tool of the executive. The executive believe that, okay, with National Assembly in his pocket, he can do and undo. And they are ready to give because if you see these people, they said they are spending on the constituents. I've been in Agege, our representative, Abiru, I have not been able to see anything that he has done. When Olamilekan was there, before he moved to Ogun, he will arrange motorcycles, this and that. They are giving all these things to their cronies and their coordinators' girlfriends.
Now,
these are things I see every day.
It's quite interesting you mentioned. Mr. Lawal, quickly, let me just ask this. How can transparency disclosures of finances of all the House of Reps members and speakers, how can it really bring back public trust and credibility?
Okay, it's like you employ somebody, you get it, and the person keep putting his hand in the coffers, you get it, spending money, and he's not telling you what he's using the money for, or how much he's taking. So what are you going to say about that person? You will leave that person to continue. You get it? They said Nigerians employ them, and the people who employ you don't even know how much you are taking from the treasury they put in your child, in your care. And you want them to trust you. How will they trust you when you go into the coffers as an employee of somebody? I mean, somebody, you get it, working for somebody.
Right.
You go into the person's coffers, take money anytime you want, you get it. The person doesn't know what you take, and you are coming back to tell the person that money is not even enough. Will the person be happy? That's what is going on. Nigerians employ them because they are working for Nigeria, and Nigerians do not know how much they are earning.
Now, shouldn't we hold Ramfac responsible now for to declare what lawmakers earn? Because having to presume is what is putting us in this. We should be able to know how much they earn. I mean, what other lawmakers earn in other climes is public knowledge. Now, let's quickly take a look at some of these earnings by public officials from other parts of the world. In Sri Lanka, we have $5,100, put in dollars. In Malaysia, we're told that lawmakers earn about $25,300. In Spain, $43,900. In Ghana, $46,500.
Annually or monthly?
Well, it's not specific here. Annual, actually.
Yes,
annual pay. Annual
that
pay.
25,000 I know
Not
is a big
monthly.
money. Yes,
Annual
but we are talking about somebody earning 25 million.
Sorry,
If
sir.
you break it down.
Wait, sir, you are not getting something there. You get it?
This is annual.
I know. You are not analyzing something very well for the people.
No,
to
I'm
hear.
coming.
Let
I'm
you
coming.
finish.
There's a difference
I'll get there.
between the exchange rate. Don't forget that. You get it?
I'll get there.
Some have very low exchange rate.
I'll get there. I'll get there. Well, it goes on and on. But for perspective's sake, South Africa, $104,000. Britain, $105,400. Germany, $119,500. Now let me skip Canada, United States, and come to Nigeria. Okay, I think I should take United States actually. United States, $174,000 from the United States. And then Nigeria, annually, $2,183,685. This is as reported. And it's not the first time that we are hearing that Nigerian lawmakers are the highest earners in the world.
Of course.
It's not the first time.
As the astronomical earners, colossal earners.
Now, we've had conflicting issues. Abejide, the other day, was talking about how a content creator put him out there analyzing his earnings and then asked the constituents to ask him for money, and that angered him. And then, he talked about, he addressed the leader of the Senate and look, let's make our pay public. But that wasn't done. Why the secrecy, really?
That is what
I mean, if anybody needs to know how much I earn as a civil servant,
yes,
it's there.
Yes,
It's public knowledge. My pay slip is there. If I were, but we, in some years back, in 2020 actually, a lawmaker named Simon Karu revealed that each member of the House earned 9.3 million monthly. All right, and then this lawmaker who represented Kaltungo Shogum Federal Constituency of Gombe State, stated that this is how much they earn. But then there was a rebuttal afterwards. He came and said, no, we don't earn that much.
Because they will suspend him.
Like they did.
That's for exposing them. Even Shehu Sani said it the other time. That's why he could not return back to the chamber.
And he hasn't returned.
Talk about the recent one. That was suspended for.
Oh yes, and even for saying that.
An amount that was not budgeted because
you see,
and they quickly suspended him.
You see, our problem is that, and that is, you see, we will always, when we have a problem, we will always look at the problem. That okay, this is the problem.
Now,
we don't look
former
at
president of the Senate,
process
in the 9th Assembly also made a revelation. He talked about how much he was earning as a Senate leader. He said his salary, well, he did say that monthly salary of a senator was 1.5 million naira, while that of a member of the House of Representatives was 1.3 million naira monthly.
That is the salary.
Salary, not allowances.
No, not allowances.
Not allowances.
You see, the point is this: we have three arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. You see, and they are independent. Yes, but are they really independent? You see, they have their own budget. But the point is this: this is what we have been saying, that let us reduce cost of governance. It's even part of what is creating problems for this country.
Does it look like this administration is willing to reduce?
They don't have that political power because it's just a matter of constitution. It's a matter of constitution. They just have to go through the constitution.
But the present administration came in to tell us that their major aim is to make sure that they reduce the cost of governance, and that was the reason they stopped some people from traveling, and he even reduced the level of or number of people that embark on journey with him abroad.
They will just tell you that. They will tell you that. Let them tell Nigerians how they spend their own. They have their own allocation.
We are talking about National Assembly now.
You see, one thing is they have their own allocation. Let Nigerians see. This is how we spend our allocation for a year. This is what we take as our constituency money. This is what we take as our salary. This and this. How come about this? At the end of the day, Nigeria will calculate and say, yes, this is what they are. But they will never disclose that. If you see the way these senators spend money, especially during the election, you pity for this country. Well, because they are already rich. These people are already rich before going to that chamber. Then I don't know why we are still paying them that bogus amount of money.
Now, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting that you did mention this. Now, the question would be, these same senators were elected by Nigerians. Now, the Financial Act is yet to be signed into law. I'm talking about the Minimum Wage Act of the pandemic. It's yet to be signed into law. What do you think is the reason why this man, I'm talking about former Speaker Dogara, coming out to say this? Because some quarters have said this is more like a distraction from the main issues that is happening in the country. Do you also share this opinion?
I don't see it that way. You see, it's an issue of minimum wage. It's a different ball game. Then we are focusing on the National Assembly. That these people, they are making Nigeria too much, because we don't even know what they are really doing. Most of them are sleeping there. And if you are not doing anything, you are collecting that kind of money, then we are wasting money in this country.
So do you think it should be a part-time job?
It should be a part-time. That is the solution. And you see, one thing is this: for the meantime, we can have this because of our situation now. Things are not working well. People are suffering. If you are saying that,
well, they've come out to say they don't mind.
Yes, they are even saying that it is.
Letting go of some of their salaries.
They don't even bother. It's a story. They don't want to listen to that. But is that the way to talk to the people that elected you?
That's an insult.
It's an insult. You can imagine to Nigerians for even saying that.
Let's have
political office holder to be saying that.
It doesn't care.
Let me just give them part of my salary. That's an insult, because these same people employ you. They are richer than you. But somebody who employ you, you can't be richer than somebody who employ you.
Supposedly.
Yes, because he's the one paying your salary. He's the one he has the money and is paying you. You get what I'm saying? So supposedly he's supposed to be richer than you. But you are saying, let me just dash them part of my salary. That means you are telling that person is suffering.
Yeah,
you understand?
But it's obvious that the people are suffering.
So you're suffering. That's why you are saying that. So it's an insult.
I mean, we have taxes taken from the people.
Let me tell you something.
our lawmakers are paid and the people are suffering.
Let me see. You see all the structures that they use the money, Nigerian money, to build or make, and they put their names on it. Facilitated by, I began to wonder, what do you mean by that? You put street lights, the amount you use in branding the street lights is even more than the street lights you did. You get it? You do you brand it with so much amount that even, is it your money that you are using to, is it your money?
This brings
to tell us how they see Nigerians as like,
this brings to fore the conversation of campaign and using amenities to campaign as against ideals. We see campaign in other climes. They talk about policies of government. Mm-hmm. But in Nigeria, at this age, Nigeria is over 60. And we're still campaigning with public amenities, fixing roads,
when you
fixing
use public money to do it, you use it to campaign. I think
fixing boreholes. What does that speak? What does that say to the politics that Nigeria is practicing, to Nigeria's democracy?
That is why many of them, in fact, Nigerian politicians, they do a do or die affair to get to office. Some of them I've seen people who sold their houses, you get it, to fund politics. So when somebody like that gets into politics, into the office, what do you think we have?
But Dogara also said that if the democracy we practice is not working for us, we should come up with our own democracy.
Better. Because we cannot even describe this as a democracy.
Okay, if Nigeria is to come up with its own democracy, what would you?
We cannot even let us even say it is a democracy. We have our own way of doing things. Let us look inward and fashion out something that can work for us.
Give us an example of a few things.
I've said it.
How these things should
Don't scrap that National Assembly.
Okay.
Then let's have it on a pattern basis. You understand? Then devolutions of power to the regions. Then reduce the power of the center. You will see the people that are eager to go there just to embezzle money, not to deliver anything for Nigerians. Are they really working for us?
Actually,
they are just there just to grab power, then to enjoy the office, not doing anything return for the people that put them there.
All right.
That's just it.
Lawal, please.
Then we need to look at those issues.
I want to make an assertion that naturally, in Nigeria, I'm saying politics is already a part-time thing. It's not a full-time thing because it has. Yes, it has.
We have political players that have been there for the longest time.
Wait.
They are career politicians.
Wait, let me say it. Let me say. See, is when you say political office holders, is already in part-time because you have a limited time you stay there. You can't stay more than you get it. You have a limited time. You have to be re-elected again. You get it. That's why it's already a part-time thing. But the problem we are having is that when they are giving us this democracy, what we call democracy actually is not democracy. When they are giving us this system we are running, they pick it from somewhere where it is working. Then they doctored it. You get it? They refashion it to suit some certain people. And then present it to the people. And the people are accepted. So the constitution, you get it, is tilted in favor of some certain people. You get it? At the expense of the majority, the masses. That's why you see it like this. And it will continue like this.
Oh, well, some persons will disagree with you when you said that politics in Nigeria is part-time basis because from democracy returned to Nigeria in 1999, the likes of Orji Zakalu is still in power. And when I say in power, I mean in politics. From being a governor for 8 years, from there he migrated to National Assembly.
Some have seen the National Assembly.
So he says the part-time business. Some persons will not want to believe it because what that means is when these people are still in power, they still have public funds. And when you have public funds, as far as Africa and Nigeria is concerned, you can do and go anywhere.
Well, let me tell you something. Do you know what they call Godfather? Godfather means somebody who is not part of you, but is pressing the button.
But we have
that is what they call Godfather. So I'm coming. A Godfather, let me say, it's part of the politics. Maybe after spending 8 years in
like
office.
a kickbaker, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
After spending 8 years in office, it stays behind. It's not occupying any post again. But it's one pressing the button, controlling those who will get there. When they get to the office, you get it, they begin to, give him returns. So he sit down somewhere. It's not part of it, but he's the one controlling them. That's why we call it Godfather. He's still part-time, but the problem is with the people. You get? It's always with the Nigerian masses. Nigerian masses, you see some of them supporting a bad politician. Even he's in office, they will keep telling me his time is using. So they can't fix Nigeria in 4 years. What's the meaning of that? That means somebody who is oppressing you, you're already giving that person kudos to continue.
Why can't we have
the
this
Godfather
also
say
in
his time.
Mr. Lawal, the president can only go for 2 terms, 8 years. Same goes for the governor. That's 2 terms, 8 years. So why won't we have such play out also with the National Assembly? Once you've been there, if you're re-elected the 2nd term and then you finish that tenure for the 4 years, you shouldn't go back again. Why is it that we have some of them taking it to be their retirement zone up until today?
That's why I said the Constitution was doctored to favor some certain. That's why our Constitution promotes Godfatherism. That Constitution promotes Godfatherism. You get it? And set you aside. That is what is going on.
Okay.
If somebody asks me that, what do you think is Nigeria's solution? We need to go back to regionalization. You get it? We need to go, if you want this country to work, if you may not have that regionalization as in west or east or north, you may have a state as a region. That means that state, you get to control its resources, have its own police, have its own whatever. You get what I'm saying? So a state that cannot take care of itself, we have to match with another state.
But we have lawmakers who will not
state.
even want that to even get up to get the first reading because they are enjoying the dividends or the benefits coming out from how the
Constitution protects them.
Constitution is.
That's why they continue. It is easy for them to borrow. Any small thing they are already borrowing. You cannot be proactive. When you keep borrowing, every now and then you borrow, and then you borrow, and then you borrow. That's why some people wonder, some people finger World Bank and IMF that you are one of the problems of this country because why do you keep borrowing them?
Okay, Mr. Lassis, when you were talking, you said that the National Assembly are kind of milking Nigerians dry. Yes. We have in this budget that we know that the amount of National Assembly was raised by 74.23%. That is a 344.85 billion naira to be what the National Assembly was allocated to this I'm talking about in the budget. Now, you also talked about how is it that they will do social amenities and they will use it to campaign back. Why do we have increase in the allocation for the National Assembly? And we also have increase in that of the state government allocation, and yet that of local government also was still there. And we found out that they are more like duplicating the work that they give to Nigerians. So why do they still have allocations given to the National Assembly? Whereby we know that the same water, road, where local government and state government to study for us, that National Assembly is coming back again to do. Why do we have such?
That's to tell you that the system itself is corrupt.
And why is Nigeria still championing such system?
Because it has to do with the Constitution. Because one thing is that, as you have said, we have 3 arms of government: the legislature, the executive, and they have their own budget. They must provide for them. You see, even whatever the government, the executive want to spend, they are the one that they are going to deliberate on it. They will also deliberate on their own money. That's why I said that National Assembly, Nigerians should focus on them. They are the one giving us terrible thing now.
Do you believe that full autonomy to local governments would reduce the power and, of course, the finances on the part of the National Assembly?
They are not even the one controlling the local government in the first place.
Now, why I said so is because you and I know that when, like we've mentioned here, that the National Assembly representative goes back to the constituency to do what the local governments are supposed to do in terms of social amenities.
Well, as you respond to the question, you have a minute so that we can wrap up this conversation.
You see, what most of these things that they are even saying that they have done, in my own constituencies, I have not seen anything. You say, I have not seen anything. That's right. Because they will just tell you, we have done this, we have done. Only what I see is this. They will come arrange a Marwa motorcycle empowerment and all these things. And then is that what they are supposed to make laws that will make life beautiful for you and I? But they are not doing that.
All right.
Did you vote for them to be sharing Marwa?
No,
Since
we didn't vote for them
since they have been sharing Marwa, they have not been giving to me.
Palliative. We didn't vote for them for that too. But that's what we are having.
That's just telling that.
All right, thank you very much. Let's have Lawal Kundayo. Let's have your concluding thoughts, please.
Same. This thing we are talking about all this national assembly. Even if they give local government autonomy, it will not work, because everybody depends on the federal, and they get allocation from the federal, and then it comes down to them, and they share it. It will not work. The only thing that will work is that resource control. You get, let the state control its resources, let the local government control the resources, then let them be free. That is when you are talking about autonomy, that is when it can work. So that you can focus on your own area and develop your area. In fact, you'll be begging people to come to your area and invest. All this banditry will die down. It will disappear automatically. So the problem we are having, as we have said, it's not about whether you are collapsing the Senate. No. The problem is not with the two houses. The problem is with the Constitution. You get what I'm saying? If the allowances are fixed by the civil servants, you get, the allowances are fixed by the civil servants.
And not them.
Not them. You see that credible people will be in those two houses, and the country will move forward. Have you seen how they do their own in UK? You see how the government, the politics, they in fact debate a lot.
Right, well,
serious. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we can't go further than this, but we can go further online. You can continue the conversation online. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. So let's know what you think about the topics we've shared so far this morning. We'll take a break now. Well, we must say very big thank you to our guest, additional Akim Lasisi, who is both a farmer and a public affairs commentator, and another farmer, Mr. Lawal Kundayo, and, well, he's also an educationist and a public affairs analyst as well. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. We'll take a break. Now, when we come back, we'll have business, entertainment, and sports. Stay with us.